But it's not me, it's you. What you're turning into is some kind of something that I never knew. You used to be okay, and I like you that way. But I don't think that I like you better. No, I don't think that I like you better.
Hey everybody, John Festmeyer here, MFA candidate at Academy of Art University, getting my master's in 3D modeling and working on my thesis. So I wanted to show this. I've been struggling with this one issue in my rigging class for the last several days, and it's been just keeping me behind a little bit. I'm not too far behind, just a bit, but enough that I'm really frustrated. But I finally figured out what was going on and wanted to kind of show the result and show you what's going on here. So as you can see right now, I have the skeleton for the arms turned off. Not really turned off, it's just invisible. I actually have 3 different skeletons for the arms. That's there, and that's the arm that is actually skinned, and you can see the fingers on that and everything too. So the skinning is going. The arm area is skinned to this, meaning that when this moves, the actual mesh moves, the actual character moves. And these other ones, though, are for controlling that, and they're going to each work a little bit differently, and that's why I have 3 different arms on this setup. So if I need, say, for the arms to, say he's holding onto a post or something, and he kind of gets knocked back, and his arms are still holding onto the post. I'm going to want the hands to stay with the post while the body moves. We call that inverse kinematics. However, if he's like grabbing a softball and throwing it, we're going to want the arm to be able to move freely, and not. And you know, actually can move with the body, and that's called forward kinematics. So that's what the 2 different arms are for, and I've got it to where they move that skin now. So I just figured I'd show that. What was tripping me up, as you can see here, the skinned arm has some extra joints. It has a shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist, of course, but it also has this joint in the where the biceps is, and here in the forearm, and that's to make twisting of the arm work more realistically, as I understand it. But when just moving the arm, I don't need to worry about those as much, and especially with you know, I'll figure out how that's supposed to work later, I suppose, but especially with the inverse kinematics arm, the way that inverse kinematics work, I'll be able to sort of plant this hand somewhere, and then if I move the body, the hand will stay there, and the arm will move naturally. But obviously I don't want these extra joints moving as if he actually has, you know, a broken arm or weird extra joints in his bones. So I needed to get rid of the in-between joints, and it took me a while to figure out what I was doing wrong. But there are all these attributes over here for the arm, for the joints, and like for the elbow, I wanted to make sure that it rotated properly and didn't move when it wasn't supposed to move, you know, separate from some of the other things. And so I had some of the rotations turned off to where it would only rotate actually in one direction. That was causing some problems, and some of these things were making it just difficult to get rid of the joints. Once I figured out what that was, I got rid of the extra joints, and it looks good. So this is kind of how the arms work. This little control here allows me to switch between forward kinematics and inverse kinematics. So I'm going to turn on the regular skeleton and the forward kinematic arm skeleton. Actually, I'll turn that one off for a second to select this. There we go. And on this control, I have it set to follow the forward kinematic skeleton. So I'm going to rotate it here, rotate the shoulder a little bit, turn this off again briefly, rotate the elbow, And the hand's doing some funny things, but that's because it's not kind of bound in with this system. So I would just do the hand pretty much here. Oh, not there. Here. Like that. So, as you can see, the yellow is lining up with the red. So when I have it on the forward kinematics, I just move the red arm and that moves the yellow. Now, I can also bring the blue one in here, and this will be the one that has the inverse kinematics set up on it. Rotate it. And it's messing with the hand. I think I have to figure out what's going on there. But for the most part, you can see what it's doing. And then when I switch this over, it snaps over to that arm. So that's how I can switch between. There's more to it. There's more that I need to do, but I have this part working and I'm happy with it, so I figured I would show it off.